What is going on, guys? It's your boy Sheev, the Wise. I hope you're doing well today, and welcome into Vader's Lair. I hope everyone's having a good week so far. So, we got some Bad Batch news to talk about. Good to see everybody in the chat. Don Clouderman, Jedi Mike, much love to you too. Let's get into it though, because there's been some Bad Batch reviews for Season 2, basically to catch you guys up to speed on kind of what's been going down. Seems like screeners are like, I don't know how to put it, like basically Collider, I think, the big name people, Collider, the Direct, a whole bunch of people like that, Jordan Mason, a bunch of people that are screeners like that basically got to see the first 14 episodes of the Bad Batch. So there's obviously 16 episodes. They were not given the final 2 episodes, and basically there's been some reviews from them coming out already. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time. We're just less than a month away. January 4th is our first 2 episodes of the Bad Batch. I'm hyped for it, man. I'm hyped. Good to see you guys, though. Leia Rose, hello to you. Jedi Mike. Jedi Mike, good to see you, too. Mike the Stand Show Porter, what up, my friend? Don Clouderman, good to see you as well. Let's get this show on the road, though. I got this guy right here. All right, so Star Wars Bad Batch Season 2 reviews. What are critics' first reactions? Let's check this out. So from the Direct, this is Richard Nevins. Star Wars sent out screeners for Season 2 of the Bad Batch on Disney Plus, and critics shared their first thoughts. Continuing their trend of developing excellent animated content, Lucasfilm and Disney Plus are continuing the Bad Batch intergalactic journey in early 2023. Let's go. It's hyped. It's hyped. Hold up. Let me turn down the music a little bit more. So they continue on saying, initially spinning off from Season 7 of the Clone Wars, Season 2 will add new layers to the Star Wars lore after the first trailer teased new material from Emperor Palpatine and even Commander Cody. Those are definitely 2 of the most intriguing parts. What's Palpatine going to be doing in the series? I don't know if too many people are even asking that yet. Like, we're kind of just, oh dang, it's Palpatine. But what's Palpatine doing in the series? How is that going to add on to the lore, as the Direct is saying here? And they also talk about having Commander Cody. Obviously, we've been talking about that a lot here. It's been something I've been hoping we would see in the Bad Batch for a long time. And I'm super excited to see what they end up doing with it. We're finally getting the continuation of Commander Cody's story. And we're going to continue on here seeing what the reviews say, but it seems like Cody and Crosshair might have 2 of the biggest and most important parts of the story. At least I'm hoping. You know what I mean? We did also get the titles for all the episodes. So if you guys want to see those are going to be in the last stream we did about the Bad Batch trailer and the trailer for Jedi Survivor, which I'm super excited for too. That's coming out in March. So after rescuing the young clone Omega from Cameo and developing tighter bonds as a unit during the Empire's rise, the crew will have an impressive 16 episodes to tackle their next adventures and adversaries, just like the first season was. And these will be probably like 20-ish, 23-minute episodes, like we can expect from Star Wars animation. It says, now, after critics took a dive into most of the season, the results are officially in. Reviews for Bad Batch Season 2. Critics received screeners for the first 14 episodes of the Bad Batch Season 2 before sharing their thoughts about the show on Twitter. CNET's Sean Keane saw much of the good from Season 1 in the new season, including pivotal moments in the Star Wars timeline, along with great references. And he says, I blasted through the 14 episodes of the Bad Batch Season 2 last week, and it was amazing. It captures the coolest elements of Season 1 and some pivotal moments in the Star Wars timeline. Excellent Clone Wars callbacks, and Crosshair's storyline is incredible. Discussing films, Jacob Fisher called the season one of the best Star Wars animated seasons yet, highlighting the darker parts of the story that came out through, saying, seen the first 14 episodes of the Bad Batch Season 2, and whilst there's a couple of weaker episodes, it's one of the best Star Wars animated seasons yet. Some fun surprises, including, more importantly, some excellent and quite dark storytelling. Huge improvements from Season 1. And I mean, I myself already am a huge fan of Season 1, so I don't know. Huge improvements. That's sounds too good to be true. Mike the Stan Show Porter says we need an Omega emoji. We do. We gotta add it in there for those of you guys that are members. We gotta do it. You know what I mean? Yes, good. Omega hype indeed. All right, let's continue on with the article here. So, huge improvements from season 1 is where we left off. Laughing Place also highlighted that very dark moments and serious themes are in season 2, noting that it captures the same essence that season 1 delivered. And before I read what it says, I mean, season 1 was already kind of a dark show. We see Cameo get destroyed. I mean, the introduction of the Empire to the world, Order 66. I mean, it is kind of a dark and serious themed show at times. You know what I mean? Like, as much as it's animated, we think at times animated Star Wars for kids. It's not. There's so much darker themes at times. Continuing on, I mean, it is for kids too, of course. Continuing on with what they said, though, I've seen the first few episodes of Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 2, and I can report that it retains the same entertaining mix of action and lighthearted fun as the first. But there are some very dark moments and serious themes at play here. I think fans will be into it. Indeed, I think so too. Tessa Smith noted that the first 14 episodes have a filler episode thrown in, but praised how good the season is thus far, saying, I've seen the first 4 episodes of The Bad Batch Season 2, and boy, does it feel bad to be back with Clone Force 99. The story so far is dark and suspenseful, with a filler episode thrown in too. I have up to episode 14, and I can't wait to keep going. It's good. So something to think about here, going through all the reviews, these people get to watch all 14 episodes at once, which must be pretty nice to be able to binge it right off the bat. It definitely probably gives you a different perspective binging 14 episodes of a season than we're going to have watching week to week, basically. But one of the cool things is that it seems like Star Wars, or at least Bad Batch and Dave Filoni and the crew that's working on the show, whoever's working with Disney Plus, they figured out maybe a little bit better way of doing it, having 2 episodes air with the first kind of release for it, having a 2-episode mid-season finale, and then having a 2-episode finale for the show, really giving us something to look forward to those weeks. And I think having those kind of sprinkled in throughout the season, I think it's going to be really rewarding watching it week to week still, even with a filler episode or 2 being in there. I'm sure some weeks some people will complain about how it felt fillery, but that's just kind of comes with the territory with Star Wars. But I'm super excited even for those fillery episodes, because a lot of times those end up developing stuff that take place later on in the story. What's something in season 1 that maybe felt insignificant could come into play in season 2 and be kind of a lot more significant. You know what I mean? Kylie, good to see you in the chat. You haven't missed too much, so we're just going over some of the cool and wild twists and different things that they're saying about Bad Batch Season 2. So, continuing on here, Cinema Blends Adam Holmes teased some fun times and wild twists in Season 2, noting how much of the series follows up on the Clone Wars in so many ways. I've been saying that myself, saying that the Bad Batch is kind of a continuation of the Clone Wars. And while it's not like a one-for-one, like, oh yeah, this is more Clone Wars, obviously the Bad Batch has transcended into something else with these characters since Order 66 and what's going on with their story. But in so many ways, it is a sequel and a continuation of Star Wars The Clone Wars, and it is amazing. So Adam Holmes said that Star Wars The Bad Batch fans, I've seen the first 14 episodes of Season 2, and you're in for some fun times and wild twists ahead. The show continues to be a worthy Clone Wars successor in so many ways, and Omega and Crosshair fans will be especially well sated. I'm down for it, man. Crosshair, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but the dude intrigues me, and I really liked kind of some of his arc in Season 1. He's a little bit of a butthole, but I'm hoping he eventually redeems himself. I don't know about you guys. Talented Mr. Griffin, welcome into the chat, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you there. Much love, my brother. No filler in Star Wars. You said it, Jedi Mike. You definitely said it there, my friend. All right, let's see what the rest of the people say. Sky Talker's podcast called the first episode an exciting kickstart to the season while praising the animation used for the visuals, saying, "We've seen some of the episodes of season 2 of The Bad Batch, and not only is the animation breathtaking and beautiful, but it felt great to be back with our favorite rogue clones. The premiere is an exciting kickstart to the season. Heck yeah, I can't wait for season 1 and 2, or episodes 1 and 2 of season 2 when they come out January 4th. I can't wait to watch it with you guys." The Direct's own Savannah Sanderson saw Lucasfilm's tradition of exploring meaningful, complex themes coming through in animation, celebrating Omega's place as a rising star as well. She said, "Season 2 of The Bad Batch continues Lucasfilm Animation's tradition of exploring meaningful..." Okay, we kind of just read that. So, the last couple ones here. Sanders also touched up on negatives of Season 2, mostly the fact that it doesn't live up to Rebels or the Clone Wars. I mean, you're putting one season up to full shows there, but I get what you're saying. So, however, from episodes 1 through 14, Sanders said, had to offer, apart from a few of the must-see moments, The Bad Batch still hasn't reached the levels of Rebels or Clone Wars. This reality may be even more apparent in light of both Andor and Tales of the Jedi. Interesting. So there's one of the more negative takes, even though he says that it had a lot to offer, some must-see moments. It seems like to him it hasn't quite reached that Andor or Tales of the Jedi level. And I don't know, man. I can't wait to see it, and I think it could. The direct, I mean, he also hasn't seen the last 2 episodes, so maybe that'll change his mind. I don't know. The Direct's Russ Melheim enjoyed the first part of Season 2 as well, calling it better than the freshman run and highlighting the story for Crosshair, saying, "I quite enjoyed the first 14 episodes of Bad Batch. Overall, it's better than the freshman run, and Crosshair's storyline being particularly strong. There's also some interesting and unexpected lore tidbits throughout. We'll definitely have to keep our eyes peeled and see if there's any Easter eggs throughout the show. I'm sure with how season 1 went, there's going to be plenty, and I can't wait for it." So, does Bad Batch season 2 live up to fans' hopes? Star Wars Animation Department has had an incredible run for the better part of 15 years since the Clone Wars. Definitely has been quite a hell of a run. So it seemingly continues with season 2 of The Bad Batch, they say. The animation appears to be up to the usual standards, and with all but 2 episodes having gone out to critics thus far, the consensus is that Lucasfilm has yet another winner on its hand from a story perspective. Fans have already gotten hints about some major plot points coming, such as twist scene with Commander Cody and eventually a reunion for the full team. And even with only the final 2 episodes remaining behind the curtain, there will still be plenty of exciting action that viewers will look forward to over the coming months. Definitely excited for season 2 of The Bad Batch, and I hope that you guys are too. All right, let's get back into the lair and let's talk about it. Let's go. You said it. All right. Hey, MCU OG, good to see you in the chat too. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hey, yes, Rebels Recon. Hey, indeed. All right, so let's talk about this. It seems like most of the reviews are pretty positive, as we probably expected. I mean, this is the Bad Batch we're talking about here. I definitely have a soft spot for the Bad Batch, having started the channel with it and everything. So it's an exciting time, man. I can't wait for season 2. I'm glad that with 14 episodes kind of being reviewed, it seems like everybody's loving the Bad Batch so far, and I think it's going to be awesome. What do you guys think of this? The critics, what they had to say? Are you excited for season 2? Let me know down in the chat. Season 2 Easter egg questions. See above. I gotta see. So I wish Andy Gutierrez would come back for Bad Batch Recon. Is that what you were saying there? I hope he does. Positive, I like, says Mike the Stand Show Porter. Oh, me like you too. So the last 2 episodes are called, I believe, not the Mount, the Summit and Plan 99. Obviously, there's no spoilers out there really yet, and I don't even want to get into any spoilers if there are any out there, but where do we think this season's going other than Commander Cody? Because I think the first kind of half of the season, we're going to see the struggle with the clones and really the Bad Batch starting to realize that, hey, we can do something about this clone situation. I think it's possible. Maybe something is even going to be planned for the Empire to dispose of the clones, I guess you could say. There's an episode titled Clone Conspiracies, I believe. And it reminds me a lot of the Fives episode where he kind of figured out Order 66 ahead of time and ends up dying because of it. I'm really worried that Echo and maybe even Tech or something is going to find out about like what's going on with the clones inside the Empire, and he's going to try to convince them and have Omega try to convince them that, hey, we gotta get these clones out. You know what I mean? Especially because they're friends with Rex, who's probably doing the same exact thing. You know what I mean? Wait, I heard if you think Star Wars is in a good place, then you're ignorant. At least that's what someone says. Guess I'm ignorant, says Mike the Stand Show Porter. I don't think you're ignorant, my friend, and I think Star Wars is in a great place. 2023 is going to be bonkers. Dude, we're kicking off Star Wars in 2023, January 4th, 4 days into the new year. 4 days. We're getting 2 episodes of the Bad Batch. Hype. Then we're getting the rest of the Bad Batch throughout the first couple of months. I mean, this is 16 episodes we're talking about. You know what I mean? So we're getting the first 2 seasons of Bad Batch, and then we're getting Mandalorian Season 3. And not only are we getting Mandalorian Season 3 in March, but we're also getting Jedi Survivor, one of the most anticipated Star Wars games probably ever. So that's just the first 3 months of 2023. I think Star Wars is in a great place, because that's not even mentioning that Skeleton Crew is already being, I think it wrapped up. And while, yes, there were some issues apparently on set from some of the stuff that I've heard, it sounds like that show is in a great place. It's going to be a great show, and I'm excited for Skeleton Crew. Then we can talk about the fact that Mandalorian is going to be amazing, and Ahsoka is going to probably spin off out of that at the end of 2023. And that's just a few things. You know, there's probably some stuff that's going to happen throughout the rest of the year for Star Wars, but I think it's going to be a Star Wars-filled 2023. And I am hyped. I'm hyped for it. I'm super excited. Rail Admiral, it's good to see you in the chat. He says, try to get into the cartoons, but it's just not pulling the right strings for me personally. That being said, I'm super stoked. Many people do like the goofy side of Star Wars. You know what's hilarious, Rail, is it does seem so goofy, especially if you're watching the beginning of Clone Wars or the beginning of Rebels. And in a way, it's kind of just to draw in a younger audience, I think. At least I think that's kind of what it was for Clone Wars back in the day. Also, because George could do more in the animated side. And a whole bunch of reasons why they did animated. I understand why you call it the goofy side of Star Wars. It is a little bit goofy at times. Star Wars has been goofy since 1977. My God, it has. Go back and watch A New Hope. There's some goofy moments, man. Some real goofy moments. But the cool thing is Star Wars animation has those goofy moments, and it knows when to. Maybe it does a little over the top at times. We'll be honest here, but even when it has its moments, it does them still pretty decently, and then it knows when to get serious. It knows definitely when to get serious. If you stick with the shows, I promise you, by the time of season 2 of Rebels, you're going to be hooked probably, or start to be hooked. And if you go through Clone Wars, I don't know the best way to go through Clone Wars, but there is an essential playlist on Disney Plus where it's like essential Clone Wars episodes. And even if you don't want to watch the whole Clone Wars, series, which I highly recommend still, go watch those essential Clone Wars episodes, and you might change your mind. Don't forget about Star Wars Celebration, says Kylie. Dude, yes, we are getting Star Wars Celebration. It's going to be like right after Mando, I think. So that's awesome. It's around the corner, too. I know you are, Mike. I know you are. You're the GOAT, my friend. Much so. Nerd Mafia says, all I know is I'm on my way to Popeyes. Enjoy Popeyes, my man. Gotta get that chicken. Chicken and biscuit. Yeah, see what I mean? It's all goofy. Yeah, it is. I mean, dude, it's guys swinging lightsaber swords. You know what I mean? Like that's Star Wars at its core. No, it's You know what's hilarious on that note, the goofy of Star Wars? I saw this thing on Instagram where it was basically like a GIF, basically, I guess you'd say, where there's these two dudes doing lightsaber stances, and it was like the forbidden move, and he like swings his lightsaber, the other he goes to block, you know what I mean, he goes to block the saber swing, he turns off his lightsaber mid-swing and turns it back on and just kills him, and I'm just like, bruh, why doesn't everyone do this? This is goofy, man. New blackened Cajun chickens, yeah. Ooh, sounds delicious. Sounds delicious. Nope, I've watched every episode and could not wait for the. Hey, it's not for everybody, you know what I mean? And I think Star Wars animation is some of the best stuff, man. It's so good. It's so good to me. I do love Mando. It's perfect. Mando is great. Everybody loves Mando. How do you not love Mando? Oh no, don't be banging the homies. I mean, to each their own, you know what I mean? Just watch Rebels, bro. Do it. I love me some Rebels, man. Rebels is literally like my favorite thing ever. So, I'm trying to see if there's any other little tidbits we could get into here. Oh, damn. Yo, Rail Avaros. My dude, you are way too kind. It's going to come in here in a second, but thank you, my dude, Rail Avaros, for the $6.99 super chat. Goofy is not an insult. I love it all. I just separate into two camps. Love this podcast, though. Hey, much love, my brother. Thank you, Rail Avaros, for the $6.99 super. You to go. Hey, love the 69 too. That's classy, man. There. Nerd Mafia says, by the way, I get tenders and biscuits. Hey, man, I just get the chicken sandwich, but I don't even know. I don't go to Popeyes that often. They usually mess up my order. How do you mess up a chicken sandwich? I don't know, but they do it. They do it. I love the animated Star Wars. Can't wait for more stuff like Tales of the Jedi. Dude, me too, MCU OG. I cannot wait. I think Tales of the Jedi, the way that it kind of just came out of the blue with Celebration, there's so much room for stuff like this. It's probably not that difficult. It's 6 episodes, you know what I mean? Like, you guys do a freaking fantastic job with the 6 episodes in that. If they did something like Tales of the Sith, you know, Bounty Hunter, something, I don't know. Just more of Tales of the Jedi, please. More of that, please. Yes. I think we definitely are all in agreement. Now I'm hungry for Popeyes. I think we're all hungry for Popeyes now. I owe you guys. We all gotta go. KFC was closed. That's too bad. That's too bad. All right, where was I? Let me remove this. Let me check the interwebs for any other Star Wars stuff, because I know there's been a few things going on. There was some Skeleton Crew news. I don't know if I want to get into it, though, because it seemed a little bit spoilery. I didn't even fully dive into it myself, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to get into it. All I'll tell you on the Skeleton Crew tease, I guess, if I give you any kind of tease, which, again, I didn't even read that much into it. It seems like Jude Law's character is going to be kind of a teacher, and the kids that are with him are going to be, I guess, his students. Whether that's a Jedi Master, I don't know. I kind of hope that's the case. What do you guys think? Just real quick. For the Skeleton Crew, we know it's going to be a crew of, like, kids, and that Jude Law is going to be with these kids on a ship. It's going to be kind of a Stranger Things in space kind of vibe is what we can expect for Skeleton Crew. It's going to be set in the Mandoverse, and that's where some of the spoilery kind of stuff, I don't even know if it is spoilers, if I'm being honest. It might just be like brief kind of descriptions and things, but I don't know how much I want to get into it either. Real Avaros says the thing is, for us older fans, there is something we can really dive into as well. Andor is the way. Andor was dope, dude, and I really, going back and thinking about it now that the show is completed and everything, it was a wild ride, man. I definitely loved the show. It was great. It definitely felt like a different version of Star Wars, which is also great. And I think there's definitely a place for all kinds of Star Wars stories, whether it is Andor, Obi-Wan, like all these different kind of flavors of Star Wars, if you will, and they are kind of all very different. Nerd Mafia says, Sheev, you gaming tonight? I might be. I might be. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. That might be the move. We might be doing a little God of War, or maybe something else. If you guys got any suggestions, Smalls, hey, what up, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Talented Mr. Griffin says he may be playing talent card type character. Interesting thought there. Definitely could be. I like what they're doing with that though. I'm super intrigued with Skeleton Crew. How are you guys feeling about that show so far? Let me see if I can find any more Star Wars info. I missed it. Star Wars Acolyte is filming near Trago Mills. Interesting. All right, we can maybe look into this. Some new filming updates over with the Acolyte. I know there's been a little bit of... Okay, yeah, we can dive into this. This looks interesting. Shakespeare has been told by thousands of artists in thousands of ways. Star Wars can be easily as diverse. There really is something for everyone, says Rail Everos. You're not wrong. There's definitely something for everybody, and that's the great thing about Star Wars is, like, even in the Clone Wars, Rail, I'm sure there were some episodes you enjoyed, right? Come on, there's got to be a few. There had to be a few that you liked. But that's the thing, is like there's so many different kinds of stories just in Clone Wars itself. It really shows you the different stories that Star Wars can tell, the scope of Star Wars. Can you do Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, maybe? Ooh, that's a great idea, Kylie. I might be down. Doing great. Just got in, finally catching my first live in a week. Hey, much love, Smalls. Glad to hear you're doing good and happy to see you here. Omar, welcome into the stream. It's been a while. Miss you too. Welcome in, though, and much love. No, Mafia says, imagine they've been playing us, and Jude Law is really playing Thrawn Standard. He's playing Thrawn Stranded on a small ship with Ezra. Dude, that would be dope. That would actually make a lot of sense as to how it would fit in. But they're saying they're looking for like kids that are like 10 years old, I think. So I don't think so. I mean, maybe. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Skeleton Crew, I did think for a while maybe that's kind of a run on the Ghost Crew from Star Wars Rebels. So maybe it is. I don't know. Crazy theory there, Nerd Mafia. I like it. All right, let's get into this next little article I have here from Bespin Bulletin. And I believe it is some set stuff from the Acolyte. If I can do that. All right, so here it is. Exclusive Star Wars The Acolyte filming near Trago Mills. Mather Tidful? I probably said that. Merther Tideful. Hello there. Before we continue with the article, I kindly ask you to consider your support. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Do it. And check out Bespin Bulletin too. They do some pretty cool stuff here. So, exclusive Star Wars The Acolyte is filming near Trago Mills. And I kept where Star Wars Acolyte was filming and blah, blah, blah. Here's some pictures. All right. Today, however, I'm bringing you a new filming location from Leslie Headland's created series, The Acolyte. Let's get into it. As I mentioned in my report last week, I knew of the Brecken location over a month ago, but avoided reporting on the matter until filming in the location was done or close to being done. But that is not the case this time around. Signs for PDX, which I explained last week, stands for Paradox, okay, which is the code name for Star Wars Acolyte, can be spotted at Merthyr Tydfil, South Wales, and leads you, okay, it's in South Wales, and leads you towards the Trago Mills shopping center on Swansea Road. Interesting. I'm probably butchering all this, but signs at Trago Mills point towards fields opposite of the shopping center, and seems, that's pretty cool. So over in Trago Mills seems to be where they are doing the filming currently. And what's interesting is that the location was previously used for the Lucasfilm series Willow, as was the Brecken Beacons National Park location. Oh, that was a mouthful. Brecken Beacons National Park location. Say that 10 times fast. Oh, dude, Rail. You did another one? Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you, Rail Avaros, for the 6.99 super. Says, oh, there are aspects that I enjoyed, but if we're talking about animation, then the top one for me is recent Tales of the Jedi. Outstanding work. I can't blame you. Tales of the Jedi is incredible. It is incredible. Omar says, Vader, have you seen Jedi Survivor trailer? Yeah, dude, we just did our reaction the other day. I think within the last 4 days. So if you want to check that out, it's on the channel. Go check it out, Omar. Go check it out. By the way, earlier, Jedi Mike, or not Jedi Mike, I keep saying Jedi Mike. Mike the Stand Show Porter, thank you for being a member for 4 months. And Talented Mr. Griffin, thank you for being a member. Much love to you guys. Wasn't my best Palpatine there. Let's continue with the article, though. So, it's going to be basically the Acolyte was filming at the same location as Willow, and it appears that the Acolyte is using locations previously used by their production. So my advice to you, is the readers, if Willow is filmed near you, or you know of Willow filming locations, keep a very close eye on the area, as the Acolyte could be filming near you soon. There is a bit more information, I think, from this, so let me go check the rest of Bespin Bulletin out. Because I believe... Oh, yes, we could talk about Patty Jenkins. Alright, let me see. This might be the one I want. So the Acolyte was also filming near Brecon Beacons National Park in Wales, like we talked about. And here were some set photo pictures, I believe, from the Bespin Bulletin. Here we can see Lee Jung-jae on the set of the Acolyte via the Daily Mail and Splash News. Pretty freaking cool there. Exciting to see him. He's in some Jedi robes, it looks like. So maybe Lee Jung-jae is going to be a Jedi. And exciting stuff. The Acolyte is going to be set to film until May. So I guess it's not quite done. But it's expected sometime in the first half of 2024. Obviously, series is created by Leslie Headland, who did Russian Doll, and is described as a mystery thriller that'll be seen as that'll see a former Jedi Padawan and her former master investigate a series of crimes and confront sinister forces during the time of the High Republic era. Interesting. Sounds a little bit different than what we initially heard. I think there were a few more pictures. I don't remember exactly where, but somewhere there was a picture of this Wookiee. Maybe I can find the article here, but it's going to be set towards the end of the High Republic era, and there is a Wookiee in the High Republic known as Buryaga. Sorry. And Buryaga is kind of right up there with Gungi as being one of the most beloved Jedi Wookiees that there are. So it would be really cool if this does end up being Buryaga at the end of the High Republic era. And I don't know, I just think that would be a really cool tidbit for the High Republic fans, and the fact that Wookiees do live a couple hundred years at least. So maybe it's Buryaga. Hey, Don Clouderman, good to see you in the chat. Much love to you. Hope you're doing well. Let's get back on out of here, and let's talk about another piece of Star Wars news. Patty Jenkins. Yeah, let me take this one off. So it's official that Cavill is out. I'm dead. I don't know. It might be. I don't really follow DC stuff, but maybe. Real quick, in other nerdy news, I don't know if you guys saw the Into the Spider-Verse trailer, the Spider-Man trailer. Dude, that thing looked good. Can't wait for that movie. I really liked the first one. I want to see a Star Wars show that has humans in it, perhaps all droids. Has no humans in it, perhaps all droids. There's an episode like that in the Clone Wars, or a series of episodes where it's literally all droids. If you want to see that, you can go check that out. It's highly regarded as some of the worst Clone Wars episodes. I don't even think it's that bad. People hate on it. Not me. I like it. It's good. He tweeted it tonight. Cavill out. Interesting. I guess so. I don't know. I don't keep up with it. All right. So the Patty Jenkins stuff. Let's go to Twitter, and I'll bring this up for you guys, because Patty Jenkins actually tweeted it and had a little bit of information out there on her Star Wars movie. So let me pull up Patty Jenkins. If you guys don't know who Patty Jenkins is, she is the director for Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84. And she was set to do Rogue Squadron, a Star Wars movie, which is one of the upcoming slated Star Wars movies. A lot of people weren't even sure if it was still going to be a thing. And we'll see if it is. But let's get into what Patty Jenkins said just the other day on Twitter. Let me pull this up so you guys can see it a little better. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but she says, sigh. I'm not one to talk about private career matters. I will not allow inaccuracies to continue. Here are the facts. Thank you, Patty, for giving us the facts. Not everybody does that. She says, I originally left Rogue Squadron after a long and productive development process. When it became clear it couldn't happen soon enough, and I did not want to delay Wonder Woman 3 any further, when I did, Lucasfilm asked me to consider coming back to Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3, which I was honored to do so, and I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I'm still on it, and that project has been in active development ever since. I don't know if it'll happen or not. We never know until development process is complete, but I look forward to its potential ahead. So as far as Rogue Squadron, that was the most that she kind of talked about it. She goes into Wonder Woman 3 a little bit after that, but let's talk about her statement there and about Rogue Squadron. So it seems as though the movie is still in active development, and that's awesome to hear. And it's awesome to hear that from Patty herself, kind of getting us an official confirmation that, yeah, the movie's still coming. It was supposed to be pushed back further, and there's been no confirmation from Lucasfilm that it's in the gutter. So I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. And no, she's like, no, bro, DC blows. DC doesn't blow. I like the Batman, bro. Batman was definitely a good movie, and DC's pretty good. It ain't no Marvel these days, but DC's pretty good. No one knows about DC. They don't even know. Welcome in, Dark Chaos. I feel you. Patty sounds damaged, man. I don't know, man. It sounds like she's dealing with a lot of fan hate, and I feel bad for Patty. She seems like a cool person. Keep the positive attitude, and this show will be a game changer. You're a positive man with a very good group of members. You know your material, but it's the attitude that makes you different. Hey, much love, Rail Averos. You're the GOAT, my man. I appreciate that. Damn, for real, GB just saw that Cavill fired. What? What? So Cavill got fired? Is that true? I don't even know. Batman don't count. Okay. What we were talking about Patty Jenkins. So, do you guys think that Rogue Squadron is still going to happen? Are you excited for it to potentially happen? How are you feeling about it? Kylie says, when did this become a DC stream? I don't know. I was even trying to make it a Marvel stream talking about Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. DC is taking out. No, they're not. Jedi Jen, welcome into the chat. Hope you're doing well. Batman, LOL. Yep, 30 minutes ago. All right, I guess the Cavill got fired. Patty's fault? Oh no, poor Patty. Yikes. Hello there, though. Welcome into the chat. We're going off the rails now. It is a DC stream, apparently, because I had no idea that Henry Cavill got fired. The hierarchy of Vader's lair has changed forever. DC is taken out. Yes, we stream exclusively DC content. We're going to watch the Batman over and over because that's the best thing that they've made other than the Snyder Cut. Splinter of the Mind's Eye live action. Ooh, do it. Do it. Talented Mr. Griffin says, I don't think so. They are trying to brush it under the rug, makes it feel like they want us to forget about it. I hear you. And even Patty said in that for Rogue Squadron, like, I don't know if it is going to happen. She said that straight up. So maybe it doesn't, but I hope so. That'd be kind of cool. I hope Patty's doing all right, though. You know, if it does get made, take all the time you need, Patty. We're here for it. Do it, as Real Admiral says. Do it. See, I can't. I don't have it today. I don't know what it is. It's just not there. Welcome. Do it. All right, there you go. That was decent. Yeah. So I don't know either. It does seem like they're trying to, brush Rogue Squadron under the rug. Even some of the details that we had heard about the original plot seem kind of, I don't know, not that great recently. I'm still down for Rogue Squadron. I'm down for Patty to be a part of Star Wars, but I don't know. It seems less and less likely these days. In other news, though, we do have a big 2023 ahead of us. I am so stoked for all the Star Wars content we're going to be having. I'm going to try to get some work done on some videos here in a little bit. So if you guys have any last questions, throw them into the chat. Darth Maximus, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Much love to you. And cheers, my friend. Where to go? Cheers. I love that. I just noticed your profile pic too. Wagwan says Star Wars tonight. Hello there. I don't know what Wagwan is, but welcome in. Cheers, brother. All right. What else can we talk about in the world of Star Wars? I'm super excited for everything going on in the Mandoverse in the back half of the year. I do think we're going to get some more information at Celebration, I think in August, or when is it? April? April. Yeah, so it's in April. So it's around the corner. It's a couple months away, 4 months away. British for hello, pronounced Wagwan. Wagwan. Hello there. Is that like Obi-Wan's brother? Wagwan. Wagwan to you, though. Hello, Star Wars tonight. Let's talk about NBA 2K. I don't want to talk about NBA 2K. I used to play the hell out of NBA 2K, and no, thanks. It sucks now. It does. It does. Wagwan to all of you guys, though. All right, so with the Star Wars news, I'm excited for it. The Acolyte is currently filming. I know seemed like Skeleton Crew finished up. Bad Batch around the corner. What else do we have? High Republic Phase 2 for the books and whatnot is 350 years before the Phantom Menace. That's around the corner. That's going to be coming out throughout the next couple of years, most likely. Lando, Rangers of the New Republic, and Star Wars A Droid Story are still status uncertain. So we don't know what's going on with those projects at the moment. That is the most of it. I'm excited for all the stuff coming up, though. Not going to be doing any spoilers for the shows, but I can't wait for Mandalorian Season 3. I cannot wait for Bad Batch Season 2. We're still continuing our watch through of Season 1, going back through Season 1 of the Bad Batch. So if you guys are interested, we're watching the last two episodes 15 and 16 of Season 1 of Bad Batch this Saturday. Make sure to subscribe and hang out with us if you want to check that out. Talented Mr. Griffin says we're going to be on Star Wars Overload in 2023. Dude, we're definitely going to be in Star Wars Overload. It's going to be so much Star Wars coming at once. I mean, even with Bad Batch, Mando, and Jedi Survivor, there's going to be so much content in just the first 3 months. It's an overload. The Star Wars is taking over. Mike the Stancho Porter says that Palpatine bought a sports car because of unlimited power. May the horsepower be with you. Gotta get those HPs up, you know what I mean? Rail Admiral says, how many planets in the Star Wars universe are human planets? Seems odd that there are so many. Good question, because the Star Wars universe is like ever expanding. There's even been news that we're gonna get kind of an unknown regions kind of thing going forward in the Mandoverse. And I don't know how much information I even know about that yet, but I think there's so many different worlds. It's hard to keep track of. I mean, it's a whole galaxy. Who even knows how many planets there are in the Star Wars universe, you know? Chilling in the basement. What up? Bring on the overload. Do it. Do it. We're ready for it, man. Oh, dude, not that it's been a hiatus of Star Wars, but like the way they've done it, where it's been a couple months off here and there. I'm so excited for 2023, where it's going to feel, at least the beginning of the year, it feels like it's going to be coming and coming and coming. It's going to be so much content. It's going to be awesome. Jedi Jen and Mike the Stancho partner. Yes, go check out our Discord. Thanks for putting it in there, talented Mr. Griffin. It should pop up. If not, I'll pull up a link. See if it works. Here, let me throw in a link. If anybody wants to go check out our Discord, it is a cool ass place where you can hang with Star Wars fans just like yourself. Get updates for all the latest whenever we're going live. It's how you can kind of know that streams like this are happening, kind of impromptu, before 30 minutes before they happen. It's a cool place to be. It's a cool place to be. Good God, Vader Slayer might be more good. No. I'm not. I swear. It's been a long day. Work is it's killing me, man. All right, y'all. I'm gonna head out. It's been an awesome stream hanging with you guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Smash that like button and have a great rest of your night. Peace out.